In the 1930s, Technicolor brought color to the screen, enhancing the visual appeal of films. Films like Gone with the Wind, 1939, and The Wizard of Oz, 1939, showcased the capabilities of Technicolor and became iconic. The studio era and classic Hollywood, 1930s to 1950s. The studio system reached its peak during this period. Studios controlled nearly every aspect of the industry, from talent contracts to theater ownership. Classic Hollywood produced numerous memorable films across various genres, including romantic comedies, musicals, film noir, and epic dramas. Stars such as Humphrey Bogart, Clark Gable, Marilyn Monroe, and Audrey Hepburn rose to fame. Decline of the studio system and new wave cinema, 1960s to 1970s. In the 1960s, the studio system began to crumble due to changing audience tastes, antitrust legislation, and the rise of television. Hollywood faced challenges and started producing more diverse and experimental films. The period saw the emergence of new wave cinema, with directors like Martin Scorsese, Francis Ford Coppola, and Stanley Kubrick pushing artistic boundaries. Blockbusters in modern Hollywood, 1980s, present. The 1980s brought a new era of blockbuster filmmaking, with high-concept, commercially driven films dominating the industry. Films like Star Wars, Jurassic Park, and the superhero genre became major successes. Independent cinema also gained prominence, showcasing innovative storytelling and attracting critical acclaim. Hollywood's influence expanded globally, with international markets becoming increasingly important. The rise of digital technology revolutionized filmmaking, from special effects to distribution. Streaming services and online platforms disrupted traditional distribution models, further changing the landscape of the industry. Throughout its history, Hollywood has remained a symbol of the movie-making industry, continuously evolving to meet the demands of audiences and technology. It continues to produce a wide range of films that entertain and captivate audiences worldwide. Hollywood is synonymous with the American film industry and has been a major center for motion picture production for over a century. Here's a brief overview of Hollywood's history. Early days, late 19th century, 1910s. The foundations of Hollywood were laid in the late 19th century when Thomas Edison's invention of the kinetoscope and the development of film projection systems sparked interest in motion pictures. Filmmakers began moving to Southern California due to its favorable weather conditions and diverse landscapes. In 1910, the first movie studio, the Nestor Company, was established in Hollywood. The rise of the studio system, 1920s to 1940s. The 1920s marked the beginning of Hollywood's golden age. Major studios such as Paramount, Warner Brothers, Universal, MGM, and 20th Century Fox emerged, creating a vertically integrated system where they controlled production, distribution, and exhibition. Hollywood films gained global popularity, and stars like Charlie Chaplin, Mary Pickford, and Rudolph Valentino became household names. The advent of sound and Technicolor, 1920s to 1930s. The introduction of sound in the late 1920s revolutionized the film industry. The Jazz Singer, 1927, became the first feature-length motion picture with synchronized dialogue. Hollywood quickly transitioned from silent films to talkies, leading to increased demand for sound equipment and skilled actors.